Hey y'all, my name is Alexis Nicole White. I am a 38-year-old millennial residing in the Atlanta, Georgia metropolitan area. I was born in Gary. I was raised in Detroit. I finished high school in Indianapolis. I've attended two historical black colleges and finished school at Purdue University. What brought me to Atlanta was my burning passion for entertainment and the arts. I used to have a career as a published, published entertainment and news journalist back in the day. I've interviewed some of everybody from Nipsey Hussle to Pitbull and beyond. The list goes on and on and on. And what brought me to Atlanta was my desire to really build on that initial hunch that I had about being creative. I moved here in 2008, right as the economic downturn was playing out right before our eyes. And because I was having such difficulty with or difficult time with finding a job that would help pay my bills, I ended up getting a job working at Dish Network, making only $11.50 an hour. But looking back on that $23,920 a year that I was making, I'm glad that I took that job and was open to it because it did set the threshold for what my career is today. I currently am a certified project manager and scrum master. I am a black woman that is in the STEM field, black woman. And the reason why I put emphasis on black is because statistically we know there aren't many people that look like me in these rooms having these conversations. So to be a technologist and to be able to have a seat at the table and to be able to do the things that I enjoy doing is what makes me so proud and so happy that I never gave up and I didn't give in and quit. It was tempting, but I didn't do it. Some of the challenges about being a black woman in STEM is that there's no one else that looks like you when you're having conversations with people. And let me not just even limit that to STEM. Let me go ahead and clarify and say that in any role that I've been in, I've had to overcome damaging stereotypes, biases, and microaggressions, not only amongst my peers as blacks, my male counterparts, but also within white America. I hate to say that because immediately someone is going to say, "Oh, she must be racist." No, I'm speaking to the fact that there are times where opportunities have been hindered for me because someone has looked at my sex and said that I'm incapable. Somebody has looked at my race and deemed me incompetent. And the reality are, I'm none of those things. I've built my career. You just heard me say it. I built my career starting out as a dispatcher. I am now a certified project management professional who has facilitated ample projects. But one specific project was as much as $15 million. So it's not that I'm incapable, it's not that I'm incompetent. You just see me for how you want to see it because the way you see me is all up here in your mind. When I think about this, I think about cultural competence and how many individuals that are a part of white America really need to learn how to embrace those from different backgrounds and ethnicities instead of forcing them to code switch. I am single, but I have a 7-year-old son that I'm actively co parenting. Thank you. 38. 38.
How old are you?
38.
How old are you?
38.
May the Lord bless you.
Yes. We all know this is Atlanta and the dating scene here sucks. Let's be clear. I am every bit of every unfortunate statistic that is out there concerning women of color from my age range. And while it saddens me, the reality is I have the wonderful opportunity of experiencing motherhood, which is something that I never thought that I would experience.
Hi, Christian. He didn't know. But if I would have known, but I was going to get him something for his birthday.
And additionally, it allows me the opportunity to be able to raise and co-parent my son successfully with his dad. Unfortunately, we're not a nuclear household for him, but we are active parents in his life. We are both, you know, always trying to make sure that we have the best interests at heart for
Christian,
him.
you cat.
You cat.
Nah, that's you, this cat.
No, you.
Nah, that's you, this cat.
You.
Nah, that's you, this
No,
cat.
no.
Nah, you.
No.
Heck no, you are a cat.
You're seriously cat.
And what makes it challenging is not so much that we both decided that we as two people were not a good fit, but what made it challenging for me is, or makes it challenging for me, is just realizing that relationships are hard. And it doesn't matter what capacity you're in those relationships, relationships are difficult.
Shut up. Shut up.
You should probably tell her be quiet.
I did, and she didn't.
So for me, the bigger challenge has been just trying to work through our various opinions and feelings and thoughts about things, and how do we find the common ground for my son. He's not missing a beat, and I'm thankful for that. But I know that whatever it is that we're doing right now can have long-term effects on how he perceives women and men and relationships and all of that stuff. So that's been the bigger challenge for me in that situation. But I'm thankful for my son. There's nobody like him, and you'll get to meet and see him more and more. Today, I'm really excited about collaborating with a gentleman that I met with over a month ago about being featured on his podcast. And so today we're actually recording it. It is an international recording. We are going to target this to entrepreneurs and small business owners who are looking to create, scale, and deliver products or services within their business. And we are going to talk about how A&W Consulting can do that for them. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Is Cristiano there? Or is he over his dad this week?
Nah, they out of school. They on spring break.
They on spring break. Okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I knew that you up anyway. How you feeling?
You fine. I'm perfectly good. I'm just cleaning out my email and getting on the computer and getting started with it.
Yeah, I figured you probably would be. Okay, I just wanted to say have a good day.
I grew up like most black children in the 80s. My parents were not married. However, that did not negate my dad's responsibility and ownership over my life. So while they were not actively in a nuclear household, similar to how my son is, my dad very much so was around and present in my life. And I'm very fortunate to have two college graduate parents, considering my grandparents were not college graduates. But I did come from a long lineage of entrepreneurs and trendsetters and innovators and strategic thinkers. So it's in my blood. But when it comes to my mom and I, we are very tight, very close between the three of us, my sister, my mom, and myself. We are very much so alike to the point that it creates friction, but at the same time, we're very much so different. And so I'm very excited about helping my mom with this project that she has. She has been desiring to do more within the school system with parents, and I'm actively involved in the school system here within my son's district. And so I'm excited that she asked me to collaborate and to contribute some skills to help her with getting her Wisdom Wednesday off the ground.
Wisdom Wednesday is where I impart knowledge to parents who may not feel comfortable approaching schools to ask questions that they need answered, or if they want to pose a question about the evaluation process for student services. And so, Wisdom Wednesday will give parents a chance to ask those questions without fear of repercussions, and it would give them an opportunity to ask for advice, depending on the state that they live in.
So would you say? So would you say? I'm sorry to interject. So is your thought that what you're trying to produce would be like a liaison for parents that may or may not know how to approach the school district or to get advocate for their child?
Exactly, that's what
Okay.
it would be.
So ironically, I'm glad that you're doing that because with Atlanta Public Schools, with the Parent Leadership Academy that I just went through,
Mhm.
I learned just as a parent in APS, right, that there's a lot of programs and ways to advocate for your children that one may not know how to do. So I think that this is really a great idea with trying to put that out there and to, build a ask an educator or whatever vessel that you want to use this under. Because I can tell you just like running for the go team, it's just like this is kind of bonkers that people just some of the things that they're saying, it's like people have a disconnect with education, and I don't know what that disconnect is. I don't know if it's um, systemic or generational, but it's like people are really minimizing the value of an education, and that's not saying that you have to go on to college and go and evolve and become this great big what, but I'm just saying that don't take for granted that the educational systems are here to help your child.
That's absolutely correct. And people, a lot of times, will be more reactive than proactive. So there are a lot of things parents can do to make sure their kid has a great experience in a K 12 institution, and also make sure that they know how to navigate and to whom to direct their questions to, and how to do it without turning off the support services, people that are going to actually interact and help develop your child's educational plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Ma. I want to really help you with that as best as I can. As Christian would say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you."
That little dude.
I know.
You look so pretty. That looks good on you. It makes you look youthful and fly.
I'm trying to get something back so I don't be looking like a cow on the beach when we go. So today didn't go as expected at all. I had a podcast scheduled that I was very much so looking forward to being a part of and had been looking forward to it for about a month now. I met with the content creator about a month ago. We met face to face. We had some conversations. I sent over my media kit thanks to my marketing team. And I was good and ready to go. All of a sudden, I knew something should have been off because one, my Zoom crashed randomly. This is my second meeting of the day, and it was working perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, kapoof, it goes down. So I tried to go to the Zoom through the web link, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and 15 minutes goes by and he does not join. So about 5 to 7 minutes into my wait, I emailed him and like, hey, I'm waiting for you in the room. Can you see me? And there's crickets. So after about 11:15, I'm like, okay, he's not coming. Let me go ahead and log off and try to regather myself and not let this be the deterrent of my day. So as I'm sitting there and I'm like really trying to claim back my energy. One thing about being spiritually in tune, I'm never impartial to the signs and my emotions and the way that things just so happen to come together. It's a reason behind all of that. I now understand why I was having technical difficulties this morning, because it was not meant for me to talk to him. Like, I had a brief consultation call with my mom about her project, so I'm trying to get her squared away in terms of planning. I talked to my sister, and then all of a sudden, when it's time to talk to you, woof, it goes dead. So while I'm trying to get myself together, my long-term virtual husband, Terrence, calls me. Wonderful thing to know that you can live thousands of miles away from a person and still have like an intense connection to them. And he's been a friend of mine since 2005 or 2006. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting you on my calendar because my days be full too. But it's like, so if you didn't want to speak to me, why did you schedule the interview with me and have me get all the way dressed just to not show up? Like, that's so tacky. And like, I emailed him and was like, I'm waiting for you in the room. Do you see me? Nothing.
Can't handle that pressure.
Well, thank you.
Alexis is big pressure.
Well, thank you. Because I'm like, really was feeling some type of way. Like, I done rearranged my whole day to talk to you, and then like you don't even show up. Like,
you should be used to it by now. A lot of these people be flaky. They talk a lot, and then when it's time to get down to the business, all of a sudden they start moving a little shaky. So they told you everything you need to tell you. Probably dodged the bullet.
well, yeah, I'm just disappointed. That's more so the thing. Like, I know that this is a challenge that I overcome each and every day, but it's like, this is a podcast. Like, you didn't even ask, and I presented you with a electronic press kit that tells you everything that you need to know about me. So it's like, obviously I'm not incompetent. You know what I'm saying? I'm professional. I'm just black.
You shouldn't have been on that shouldn't be doing no podcast with him anyway.
Well, maybe so.
What is it, Ebony and Ivory? What did I get ready to do?
Leave it to you. We go way, way back. So I've watched him grow and evolve. He's watched me grow and evolve. And we just be like this sometimes. So, explaining to him why I'm disappointed was really refreshing to me, because he was like, I don't even know why you tripping. You already know how this goes. And I'm like, dang, you right. So now I am going to shake it off, rise up. Thank you, Dr. Couture. She went to Purdue University, and I heard that graduation speech at my sister's Black graduation. And every time I face adversities and complications, I always remember Dr. Shake it off and rise up. And that's what I'm about to do. Shake it off and rise up. Because in a minute, I'm about to be so booked and busy, you ain't gonna have time to stand me up. Next time on a lecture, I am working on a document to present to a potential client, and I'm really excited about it. Seem to be in alignment about what expectations are. So now we're just trying to figure out what is the sweet spot for us to collaborate and to make some money together.